What's up, my Beardos and Weirdos? One topic here. And we're diving into a subreddit we've never delved into before called r/BadRoommates. I've picked a couple stories that stood out to me based on the title alone, haven't read them yet, but I'm sure they're great. So we're going through 3 stories. The first story is about a roommate that takes advantage of another roommate, assuming that they're in a relationship. The second story is about a delusional roommate that claims she is an early bird, but ends up being a night owl. And the third story is about a roommate who's just trying to move out. Alright, let's get started. Roommate is acting like we are a couple. Okay, so, backstory. I was living in a flat underneath my folks with my wife until she got up and left last year. It was a 2-bed flat and entirely self-contained, so it wasn't too bad. My mate's girlfriend was moving interstate for work, and he needed a place to stay while she was away, so I reluctantly offered my second bedroom, hoping he would politely decline. We have been mates for 15 years or so, and I knew I didn't want to live with him, but we've only really been superficial friends, without ever really getting too personal. But that is fine. Anyway, he keeps trying to make sure we are cooking dinner for each other, wants to go grocery shopping together, and always wants to know when I'm coming home so we can eat dinner together. I keep telling him I can sort myself out, and he just needs to worry about himself. Anyway, the other things he does which gets under my skin includes rearranging my entire kitchen. He moved all the food, appliances, bowls, the lot. It really threw me off and I can't find any of my stuff. I said I had a system and would have appreciated him giving me the heads up before rearranging it. And the other thing is, he does nothing but go to work and play Xbox. My Xbox. He has one that works perfectly fine. He has a brand new monitor he bought for the purpose of playing it, but all he does is play mine on my TV. He has played it so much every time I'm home, he has been on it. I've asked him to jump off once in a while, but he has either refused or asked what we are doing. I'm going insane and I don't know how to get my own space back, so I coexist with someone who can both hang out but do their own thing. Any help please would be awesome. TLDR, friend is my housemate now and either uses my Xbox all the time or wants to do things with me. Feels like we may as well be married. OP, they've known you for 15 years. Maybe they think you're best friends. I know it's tough letting someone stay with you, especially after going through some turmoil, but I feel like if you set some pretty solid ground rules and explain all of this situation to them, that you don't appreciate them going on your Xbox, and maybe if you volunteer to spend some time with them doing specific activities, that would help them feel more free to do their own thing at times outside of that. It feels like they really want to get to know you better, and they want to put in the time to do that, but you're really shutting them out at every turn. Take a couple instances or tasks you can do together, limit it to those few things, but definitely follow through on those few items, and that should give you enough bonding time to make them settle down. Hope that helps, OP. How to deal with extremely delusional roommate? Hey everyone, it's my first time living with roommates and I need some advice to deal with my extremely delusional roommate. She lives in some kind of fantasy world where she's hitting all her goals and doing plenty of stuff, but it's not the reality. Let me explain. We had to fill those personality surveys prior to moving in to be matched with similar people. The 3 big points were early bird or night owl, study here or outside, quiet or not. I said I was an early bird, wanted to study at the flat, and was quiet. I was matched with 3 other persons who all replied the same things. 2 of them, a guy and a girl, I'm a guy, by the way, are wonderful. I have 0 complaints and they have 0 complaints about me, or they're hiding it very well. And then there is DR, delusional roommate. At first, she was good too, on board with the whole thing. First day, we all sat down, established some rules, notably some study time, where the flat should be quiet. We agreed on some hours that everyone found convenient. I know some of my friends find it extreme to have a completely quiet flat for a few hours every day, but we all wanted that. And if you want to do something else that makes noise, you can always go somewhere. Of course, exceptions can be made if we all agree on it. The first week goes by smoothly, then the troubles begin. First, DR wasn't actually an early bird. She stayed up late at night every day and would wake up at the beginning of the afternoon. Whatever, her life, right? No, because when she stays up, she scream talks with her friends on Skype or whatever, or laughs super loudly at stuff she watches. She will stomp around the flat and make herself food super loudly. We tried to address it and she denies it completely. She says it happened maybe once or twice, otherwise she is always up super early with us. She isn't. She even missed class because of that. And on the days she misses class, she gets mad at us for not waking her up in time. It's none of our business, and I'm fairly sure she'd yell at us if we tried to wake her up, but apparently we are selfish for not doing it. The cleanliness. We agreed to the very simple rule of clean your shiz after yourself, and do bigger chores together so it's less boring. Like, someone will vacuum while someone else is scrubbing the kitchen, and we do vacuum/broom fights. It's actually a good time, weirdly enough. She never cleans up after herself. Remember how she makes food at night? Yeah, all her dishes and shiz are still in the sink in the morning. And when big chores time is coming, she disappears. Her bedroom is a disaster. We know as she leaves the door open. And if we confront her, once again, she says it's not true. She is always cleaning. Sometimes she will even cite examples of chores that have been done by one of us, like, I vacuumed last Saturday, when it's someone else who did it. The quiet study time. Yeah, no. She doesn't care. She's still talking with her friends super loudly. Or she will go from room to room and try to socialize with us, often to whine about her grades. You know, I find it hard to sympathize when she keeps skipping class and never studies, especially when she is disturbing me while I try to keep mine decent enough. We always try to be nice when rejecting her attempt at socializing, telling her we can do something after we are done studying, but she literally never wants to do anything with us outside of that time. And you guessed it, she thinks she is studying so much. We can hear her talk about anime, and yet if we ask her to keep it down, she'll yell back, I'm working on my assignment. Crazy how all her assignments are about anime, manga, and the like. She's doing Asian studies, but still. Baking. I love baking. But I'm careful about my weight, so it's always a bit of a problem for me. Well, not since I got roommates. My 2 other roommates and other friends are more than happy to be my guinea pigs, and I love baking for them. At the beginning, I'd leave batches of biscuits or cakes with a help yourself note on the kitchen counter. Why I stopped? DR is on a diet. She is severely overweight and is always on a diet according to her. She was always nagging at me for tempting her with my stuff, and it's totally my fault if she eats a handful of it. Well, not anymore since I tried to be accommodating and stopped leaving it in plain view. If I bake and she is in her room, she'll even yell at me because the smell is torturing her. However, she was always eating junk food and store-bought biscuits and candies. Always. And yet I can't bake in peace because of her diet. After some of this bullshit, we confronted her on some of these points, and she admitted to lying completely on the personality survey. It's her 3rd and last chance at uni before her parents give her the boot, so they wanted her to make some real change. They told her to write this stuff so she would be with studious roommates that would push her to get some good habits. We aren't her fusing babysitters, and we are tired of this. Any advice on dealing with this? TLDR, roommate claims to be an early bird, studious, quiet, and clean. Is actually a loud disaster, but refuses to admit to herself, how do I deal with this crap? So it looks like this post had some really good comments below it. One of them being, if you're in a dorm, talk to an RA. Mine being, if you're off campus and you're renting, say, a small house or something, it sounds like you are with that many people in one place. Get everyone together. It's time for a family meeting. Sit down. Everyone airs grievances. If anyone has some nitpicky stuff to say about every single person, then it may feel a little bit less like a targeted attack against this ridiculous roommate. Then, everyone can focus in on what needs to be changed. Get this delusional roommate to agree to some ground rules with consequences. It sounds like everything that was mentioned seemed optional to this person, and they saw no reason, no consequence to not changing. Implement consequences. Everyone agrees to them. If someone can't keep up with whatever you've laid down, let them know the only option is to leave. That's it. And clearly, you're only going to have a problem with this one person, but that's it. They have to sign a paper, they have to sign an agreement, talk to their parents, I don't care. Get them out. Nice story, OP. Hope you found some good advice. I'm moving out, yet roommate is still being difficult. After trying to nicely ask BR to move out, and her staunchly refusing to do so, aka screaming, yelling, accusations of harassment as I sat there taking her verbal abuse. I've decided to cut my losses and move out. I first feared eviction because of her lack of rent payment. Now I fear for my safety. Who knows what this crazy bitcha will do to me if she doesn't get her way. I have given my official notice to her via text for a paper trail. I have assured her I will find a replacement for my spot. I have started working on covering any damages my dog did to the apartment, something I assured all roommates I have and had I will do before they move in with me. And yet, BR is being the most difficult person, not surprisingly. She cannot give me her criteria for roommates in one message. I have to pry it out of her. She has the smallest time frame to meet candidates. She is bitching and dragging her feet on this. I know that because I am the one leaving, that I have to do most of the work. And I am okay with that. I also want to make this transition as smooth as possible for everyone. But BR is living up to my username. And what is your name? My roommate is the worst. Nice, OP. And is just being terrible all around. Ugh, I can't wait to leave. OP, what a tricky situation you find yourself in. At least you've got all the groundwork laid out, you know what your next steps are, you just have to find another roommate to replace you. Hopefully you give them a bit of a heads up as to what's going on, and maybe they can deal with it. But getting yourself out of that situation seems to be the best solution, and once you're able to, I'm sure you're going to feel a lot better. So, I hope everything goes smoothly. Good luck. My roommate is the worst. Alright, my Beardos and Weirdos, that was our first foray into r/BadRoommates. That was a lot of fun to go through, and I appreciate you recommending it. We did have some requests for this subreddit, so I was happy to make this video. I don't know if you noticed, but we've had a cool new intro for a little while, and I'm actually working on a bit of a neat outro as well, so keep an eye out for that. I hope you're really going to like it. Let me know if you have any other comments about this video or what you'd like to see done next. I don't know if you guys noticed, we're nearly at 2,000 roommates. 2,000 roommates, Mike. We're nearly at 2,000 subscribers, and I feel really honored that this many people want to come here and listen to all these stories that we read out. I think this is really awesome. I thank all of you for joining along for the ride. It's been a lot of fun. I look forward to continuing doing this with you, and hopefully we can keep finding these really good stories to go through. Alright, my Beardos and Weirdos, we'll see you in the next video, where we take it one topic at a time.